Von Allen Sports.
13 third down conversions. That's the most by any team in the playoffs in over 35 years. The money down 13 times.
Max, you can't be lucky in this league if you're constantly converting on third down and long. Do you know how demoralizing it is?
And today we present why both of the NFL Conference Championships were rigged. The whole world knows what's going to happen when the officials have to make a close call in a big game involving the Patriots.
A big game involving the Patriots? Really? Well, maybe because everyone's paying attention to every single thing that happens in a Patriots game while ignoring almost anything that happens with other teams. Every single thing he does, if he forgets to tip his driver, it would be plastered on the news. He gets in an argument with his wife, plastered on the news. He misspoke and said something bad in a press conference, plastered on the news. Now, all these things separately are nothing. They mean nothing, right? They have no real significance at all until something big happens. A big game like an AFC Championship. Now, the people have this abstract view of him as being a bad person. Now they can't remember why exactly, but all they know is that he was constantly appearing on the news for some type of infraction. So he's constantly doing things wrong, right? He must be evil. There have been a dozen instances of Deflategate situations before and after Brady's Deflategate. Not one person in trouble, not one story followed, but these things pile up, and over time you believe, oh, something shady always happens during Patriots games. Let me tell you something. Perception is everything. But perceiving true reality, the entire picture, makes the difference between the clever and the closed-minded. Which type of person do you want to be?
It all started when Julian Edelman apparently muffed a punt, which the Chiefs recovered deep in the New England territory.
View the play, you determined that the receiver did not touch the ball.
It's amazing though how someone's bias can be so bad that their vision is altered as well. If you took basic geometry and physics in high school, you would know that that ball did not touch him.
Brady missed Edelman on a pass that should have brought up 3rd and 7. Instead, the refs made that ridiculous roughing the passer penalty against Chris Jones. Probably the worst roughing the passer penalty ever. There was absolutely nothing dirty, but we all know breathing on the quarterbacks leads to a penalty in today's NFL. No surprise.
Okay, well, whether you like it or not, the rule is you can't touch the quarterback's head. Whether we all think it's completely absurd or not, that's the rule. But he didn't really hit Brady's head, he hit his shoulder, right? But the angle from where the ref that was standing there that called it, it appeared to be helmet contact. It's just a bad call, nothing more. That's it. He just saw it wrong. He made a bad decision. Okay, how about the very next play where Gronk was being interfered with? No flag? Nope. The defender never turns his head back to play the ball at all, which would have absolved him of pass interference. If he had just played the ball, he would have been fine. He didn't even bother to turn around. But again, let's not talk about that. It's okay to commit pass interference on Gronk, but not on Kelsey, right? Conspiracy. Sounds like the refs want the Chiefs to win this.
Brady threw what appeared to be a game-ending interception to Charvarius Ward, but guess what? Dee Ford was offsides. The Pats kept the ball, and Rex Burkhead scored the go-ahead touchdown with 39 seconds left.
That's the biggest offsides penalty I think I've ever seen, except for when players are moving and they jump offsides. But just to rest right there across the line, that's one of the easiest calls to make. Arguing with this call is absolutely stupid. And now you're grasping here, okay? This is that thing that I was talking about where you bring up a bunch of pointless instances to give the appearance and feel that something sinister is happening.
You're asking, was he lucky? They literally won a coin flip. Like, was he lucky? Of course he was lucky. Of course he was lucky.
It's nice that you're laughing because you're laughing at yourself because nobody's laughing by what you're saying.
The T-side is tails, helmet is heads, T-side is tails.
Okay, so we got Blakeman here to do the coin toss. The same guy who was in charge of the Deflategate game all of a sudden now decided to rig the coin toss for the Patriots. He used his telekinetic powers to make sure that the coin flipped for the Patriots perfectly. 3rd down, Brady throws a bullet to Edelman. I saw the refs catch that ball, then they handed it to Julian. Another amazing throw and another amazing catch by Edelman. Julian beats his man. Chiefs players show their frustration. That was great acting there. Amazing. Again, if the refs wanted the Patriots to win, you could make a really shady pass interference call. I've seen worse calls in the NFL. You don't put the Patriots in another 3rd and long situation if you're trying to help them win. Now, here we go. Gronk beats his man. And another bullet by Brady, all orchestrated by the refs. Now, the Chiefs are tired as hell. This would be a great time for Andy Reid to call a timeout. Give them a breather. After all you have is 3 timeouts, and if you don't stop the Patriots here, those timeouts won't matter anyway. So what does Reid do? He doesn't call a timeout. This decision was clearly the refs and Tom Brady's fault. Brady, by this point, is just toying with them. The Chiefs are way too tired to think. Look at them. They're not even reacting to the audible. Brady kills the play, switches to a safe run up the middle, and they can't even stop it. When you're tired, you go brain dead a little bit, okay? Still, no adjustments from the Chiefs coaching staff. Again, all the refs and Patriots' fault, right? Clock is still running, no timeout. Of course the Chiefs are tired. They were just on the field for a long drive at the end of the 4th, and now this. At this point, no one is stopping a power runner like Burkhead. When you got a guy that close to the goal line, you of course hand him the ball, so you knew it was coming. I mean, you would never pass that in this situation. Right, Bevel? Right, Pete Carroll? Why didn't one of the players just call a timeout? Just say, screw it. The Super Bowl's on the line here. Timeout. We got to rest. But do you see that excitement from Brady? That was all acting, okay? He trained, before the game, he trained with the ghost of Laurence Olivier. And just to make sure he made the celebration look legit. Okay, but let's go back to the beginning of the 4th quarter. Here's where we're going to really help the Patriots by calling an end zone pass interference that moved the Chiefs to the 1-yard line. So basically a touchdown. Great job helping the Pats, referees. 3:21 left. Time to stop joking around, right? Time to close this out for the Patriots. Can't take any more chances. Perfect. Kelsey fumbles. That will probably most likely end the game with the way the Pats have been able to move the ball. So we're in the clear. Pats win, right? No. Wait. Let's save the Chiefs by calling interference on the opposite side of the play.
Oh, this is going to kill New England. They're going to call him for a penalty, even though I'm not sure it was.
You can see from the coach's film right here, player probably tripped up on his own, and when Jackson made light contact, it looked bad. Crappy call on the Pats. They called back a would-be game-ending turnover. But this one is actually worse than the offsides play, because this was a judgment call. Something the refs could have decided not to throw a flag on. But on the other play, D Ford was clearly in violation. No judgment or interpretation needed. So who's helping who here? And let me ask you this. If the Chiefs go on to win this game, do we ever hear about this play that screwed the Pats? Of course you don't. Isn't it great to pick and choose what you want to see and believe? Now let's look. What happens 2 plays later? A massive bullcrap call if I've ever seen one. The only call in this game that was worse than this one was the blown call of roughing the passer on Tom Brady. Not only was this no pass interference, but arguably it was the Chiefs player who did it. But guess what? That kept the drive alive for the Chiefs. Again. So the Chiefs now have marched down the damn field on the back of the referees. Where's the outrage? Where's the conspiracy? Where's the demands for justice? Where's the protest for the Patriots? Oh, that's right. You're massive hypocrites. Now, whose fault is it really why the Chiefs lost? Let's see. Bad coaching? Bad execution in some areas by the players? Dumb penalties? Exhaustion? The Patriots being an elite team? No. Out of all of those possible explanations on how a game can be won, you chose the inexplicable, unbelievable, absurdly idiotic notion that it was all rigged. It's gotta be, right? It's a really sad thing these days that logic has gone the way of the dodo bird. People spend too much time watching conspiracy theories on YouTube to the point where every single thing that happens with anything in life is somehow a sketched out drama orchestrated by some evil genius. I can't tell you how sad this makes me. I at least hope that this wakes up some of you and to realize that rigging the NFL is not only impossible, it's just plain stupid to try it. It's bad business and way too risky. Okay, now let's change the overtime rules since 90% of America didn't get their way and the Patriots won. It was okay before, but now let's change it. Tell me, if the Chiefs get the ball and they scored, what would have happened? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not a sound.
But yeah, NFL, let's let a team's entire season come down to a coin toss, rather than give both teams a chance.
The season didn't come down to a coin toss. They actually have to play the game still. And the Chiefs could have held them to a field goal and get over it.
How nice would it have been if Matt Ryan got a chance in Super Bowl 51? Or if Mahomes got a chance in the AFC Championship Game? Nope, the coin toss is all luck. And as usual, it was on the side of the Patriots.
Oh, okay, now we're bringing up the Falcons Super Bowl. Great. You want to bring up the time that a guy on a lawnmower brushed snow off to the side against the Dolphins? And why not, right? Now, however, for all of you tinfoil hat wearing morons who just love a good conspiracy theory when you don't get your way, I've actually got one for you. I'm creating one right now. You ready? Okay. I have it on some good authority, and you will just have to trust my definition of good and authority. From an anonymous source, and I've heard CNN and the Wells Report use this phrasing, so it must have some type of protection power. Anyway, that the man in Kansas City with the laser pointer actually wasn't trying to hurt Tom Brady. Now, are you ready for this? The dude was given the laser pointer at the concession stand after buying his 4th beer by a guy he said was dressed like a rich wannabe hippie with a permanent duh face and horseshoes embroidered onto his pants. He told the man that the Patriots needed distracting because the league couldn't afford another Patriots Super Bowl. He also mentioned that the man had tears in his eyes. But what if I told you that the old man was just a patsy and there was a second gunman? That's right! Based on NFL files after the game, visiting Pats fans spotted a woman in a flowered dress wearing a Russian hat, carrying what looked to be a laser pointer. Many thought nothing of it. Probably thought it was just a toy for her 20 cats she has at home. But now, hindsight is 20/20, even if there's a laser pointed at it. So there's some actual real info, so chase that story because it's as credible as anything else TPS has presented. Okay? Enjoy. Oh, and by the way, if this occurred in New England by a Pats fan, you guys would be pissing yourselves, scratching, clawing, banging down the door of the Supreme Court to put that guy in prison for the rest of his life. And I am not exaggerating, I am dead serious. So stop it. Okay? Just stop it. None of y'all are mentioning that. None of you. Well, that's it for this episode of Basement Butthurt. I want to thank all of you so much for watching, interacting, and commenting, and most of all, subscribing. If you have something you would like investigated, debunked, or just a strong rebuttal, post in the comments section or email, and if we use your tip, you will get props for it. I'd also like to invite you guys to read the video description because I put all of the info in there, like contact info, what music was used, and links to the channels from any clips that I was using. Thank you guys so much.
Ow! Get him after! Get him after! Kill him.
That was outstanding on so many levels. Look at that torque.
Von Allen Sports.